All right. Y'all should be able to hear me now. For some reason, the mic was muted. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna get straight into it because for the most part, I have everything that we need to talk about all listed out. So I appreciate everybody taking the time out of your morning at this point to listen to me cover the latest hip hop tracks and just popular tracks in general. We're gonna cover a plethora of tracks. There's a lot of stuff to cover. There's really no notable drops, but for the most part, I mean, we have Glorilla, Metro Boomin, and there's a lot of beef with Metro Boomin right now with the boy, aka, you know, the GOAT, aka Aubrey Graham, but more famously, or more notoriously known as Drake. So anyways, for the people over at Wisdom joining in, I appreciate you taking the time out of your morning to listen to me talk about the latest tracks. Just know that at any point when I'm getting into these segments, you can join in and be a guest to give your perspective. But if not, and you're more than welcome, of course, to just listen to me talk about the latest tracks. Hopefully that made sense. You know, let's see. I just got a chat in a comment. Not was it a comment? A message? I don't know what to call it. Got a message in the Twitch. Somebody said, "Hi, I want to offer promotion of your channel. Viewers, followers, views, chat bots. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Auto on, incredibly flexible and convenient. Order management panel. Everything is in your hands. Turn it on / off / customize. Go to redacted.com. You know, because you don't do free promo. But if you want to see, you know, it's in the Twitch chat. I'm not going to delete that comment because, you know, it's nothing too crazy. But yeah, you know, I appreciate that. But I think I'm doing pretty good on the podcasting side. Now, the live streaming side is supposed to be more, let's just say, underground. Because, you know, I run ads in my podcast. And if only people knew that you could just come to my YouTube, Wisdom, or Twitch to get this for free. But, you know, hey, to each his own, man. I don't care. We're at like 21,000 downloads per episode on the notorious Mass Effect platform. So we're doing great over there. Thank you to all the supporters who, if you do know that I'm over here, thank you for supporting both, because I feel like the live aspect adds an extra layer to what I'm usually saying. Let me go to Twitch. Let me see my roll call. Let me go over and see who stopped by. Okay, we got a lot of returners. We have 01L. You know, I do have to say this. For all these returners, I'm not gonna lie to you. Either I'm not gonna call y'all a specific name, but all I gotta say is, if these are actual returners, you know, throughout all these episodes and segments, you know, just a little follow would be nice. You know what I mean? It's just free. You know what I mean? Don't take nothing but 2 seconds to hit that follow button. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't mind doing that for me, I definitely appreciate it, because y'all definitely are returners, and I see y'all name in like every single stream. So I'm not trying to call y'all out. You know what I mean? Just letting you know, it'd be easier to be notified when I go live if you hit that follow button. So anyways, 01 Ella, 0 Axe 2, Alicia Dra, Drap Snat, Ian Fatui 42, is a Bay, I don't know, Kata, and Stream Far. So thank y'all for stopping by. Of course, you know, if you're a returner for that long, you know, you just, you know, it doesn't cost anything to hit that follow button. If not, it's okay. You know, only breaks my heart a little bit, but you know, I just wanted to put that out there for y'all, you know. All right, let me go back over, see how we're looking over here. Alrighty. Okay, let's get into it. So as you can tell by the title, we have a lot to get into from the hip hop aspect, but also we don't have a lot to get into when it comes to impact the impact level of these tracks. Because let me tell you, I don't know what it is. I mean, I would assume people are gearing up for the summer, but there's nobody dropping right now. And I'm not trying to disrespect any artist that dropped today. I'm just saying, like, as far as notable artists, I mean, besides Taylor Swift, who's, I mean, she's in a whole nother genre now. There's nobody in hip hop substantial that's dropping. So that's unfortunate. But hey, I'm here to cover it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get through it. You know, it's funny. I say there's nothing to cover, but I have a lot of stuff lined up to talk about. So. And for the people over at Wisdom, I see people are coming in one by one. Feel free to jump in whenever you want to, whenever I'm covering these different tracks, to either give your perspective. But if not, you know, of course, it's okay. This is a open dialogue, safe space, as I like to call it. And yeah, just a little music talk, a little behind the scenes, you know, knowledge for y'all. Let's start with Black, aka Six Lack. I don't even know if I could call him Black anymore. Like, if you put a 6 with a L-A-C-K, it's technically Six Lack. Like, I don't know what happened with the hip-hop industry to think they don't have to respect the English language. But, you know, it's just not how it works. You know, you can't put a 6 and one that pronounces a B. You know, it's just elementary. You know what I mean? But anyways, maybe I'm tripping. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, let's start with Black. Okay, let's start with him. So we're gonna get into Black. And then we're gonna get into, I kind of want to do 3 at a time. Let's get into Black. Okay, let's switch it up with a little BTS. Let's get into BTS because I definitely wanted to talk about that. And then let's not do Glorilla just yet. I like to keep the titles or the artists in the title for last, because it's like, quote unquote, saving the best for last. Let's get into Kanye West and his unreleased track. Let's do that one. Okay. Genius. What else? Alrighty. For the people over at Twitch and YouTube, I will be putting over the articles I'm using, so you can also see what I'm talking about, and you can see I'm not just making it up. You know, I love when people on Twitter, they be like, what's your source? And they put like, I forget what it is. I don't know if it's from Watchmen. I think it's a superhero show. But anyways, they put like a meme and it's like, I made it up. That's like my favorite thing to say nowadays. They'd be like, where'd you get that from? Especially on YouTube. If you haven't followed my YouTube, you know, shameless plug, at Analytic Dreams, we're doing pretty well as far as shorts go. You know, I feel like I'm a low-key influencer in the music field on YouTube, because every video I put out, you know, it's like, I mean, it's not the biggest amount, but you know, I try to count, you know, it's the small victories that matter, and they get over 1,000 views to 2,000 views every time. I mean, of course, I have some on my YouTube that's like over 100,000, but you know, it's like lightning in a bottle. But consistently, we get like 2,000 to 3,000 views on a video. But anyways, so yeah, shameless plug, Analytic Dreams. Make sure to follow my YouTube. Socials are in my my bio or my main page. There's a link to all my social medias. So enough of the, you know, I mean, enough of that. Let's get into the what they call it back in the day, the meat and potatoes. I don't know how that became popular. Anyways. All right, let's start with Black. Okay, I'm gonna use this website so I don't have to show all these ads, so they don't get like free promotion. Cause I don't know if y'all know, but like apparently they pay for this type of stuff. So if you just have it up on your website, it's still less likely to pay for it. So there you go. You got that little tidbit now. All right, let's put that there. And then what else? Okay, I do want to get into the track. All right. All right, so I'm about to get into, hold up, let me turn the beat off. For the people over at Wisdom, you won't be able to hear whenever I play sounds from my laptop, but it's kind of like a unique experience whether you're listening and watching on YouTube and Twitch compared to if you're just listening on Wisdom, because the Wisdom experience, like if somebody joins in, the people on Twitch and YouTube won't be able to hear that until after the fact when I edit y'all in. Um, but on Twitch and YouTube, they hear all the sound effects and music I'm playing from my laptop, but y'all can't hear that because it's from my laptop and I'm streaming from my phone to Wisdom. So it's a very unique experience, I would say, for all platforms. But definitely come over to Wisdom. I like Wisdom the most, and that's not because what I mean. It's not no. I mean, technically, anyways, I do like Wisdom, like organically. I think that's the word. Genuinely, yeah, I genuinely enjoy streaming on Wisdom. So yeah, if you're over at Twitch and YouTube, make sure to stop by Wisdom. It's my preferred platform to go live on. So, anyways, let's get into it. Also, if you're over at Wisdom, just it takes 2 seconds. Hit that follow button if you want to be notified for the latest up to date music and gaming news. Okay, let's get into Black. Now, somebody has to tell this man that if you're going to keep putting out this type of music, we're going to start calling you by your actual pronunciation. Because there's no reason why any artist should be able to get the American public or just the public in general, just music consumers, to pronounce a 6 as a B. There's just no excuse for the English language to just be completely disregarded in this fashion. Anyways, so Black, of course, is who I'm talking about, is pronounced, it's spelled 6 lack, but hey, teach his own, what I mean? I guess at this point, forget the English language, right? But pronunciation beef set aside, he has returned for his third single, and for some reason, he keeps putting out singles that I feel like aren't really captivating the amount of people that he's trying to get as far as attention. Like as far as the music consumers as a whole, I feel like it's his core fan base that listens to his singles over and over again. Now, you may say that that's like normal for an artist, which it technically is. But if you're on a major label, which Black is, and if you're trying to appeal to the masses so that the next time you re-up from that major label, you can say, hey, this is what I got when I brought you in this much, and now this is what I need because I'm bringing you in even more. And that's not really going to work now because it seems like Black is struggling to find a single. Now, at this point, if I had to go back, there was a track, the second single he put out, I thought was straight fire, but he kind of cheated because he was using a popular sample that was used best by God rest his soul, Juice WRLD, with Lucid Dreams. I forget what the sample was from. I think it was called Sting. I think that was the artist. But the sample was from Sting, and that's like a popular sample that a lot of people can recognize. So I don't really give him as much credence for a second single because he technically used a popular sample. If you don't know, that's probably one of the better ways to increase your percentage to having a hit. I mean, listen to any hit from like the past decade and it probably has some type of notable sample in the actual track. So anyways, Talk Back was his second single that I thought was pretty fire. Like it was just straight fire from start to finish. And then his first single, which I thought was like trash, like I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know why he put this out, but it's funny because you can't even really find it on his DSPs anymore. I'm trying to find the track he put out, but at this point you can't even find it. That's crazy. Let me go to his singles. Was it Letter to My Fans? It may have been a Letter to My Fans. Because what was it, March 5th? And then Talk Back came out March 10th. Yeah, okay. So A Letter to My Fans was the first single. That was atrocious. Just straight up. I don't know if he was trying to switch genres with that one, but it was not it. Then he came back with Talk Back, which has or implements a famous sample from Sting that notoriously Juice WRLD did for his hit song Lucid Dream. So I don't really count it as original, but it's still fire nonetheless. Then you get into his third single, which we're currently covering right now, titled Since I Have a Lover. And this track is definitely solid, but I don't think Black and or his major label is settling for solid. I think they want a smash hit for when he puts out his album to have respectable first week sales. And I think at this point, it's only his core fan base tuning in to every single one of his singles. So when he ultimately puts out his album, because that's what he's technically leading up to, I think it's coming out. No, okay, so that the album title is Since I Have a Lover, but the third single that I'm currently covering is called Fatal Attraction. So for the album that's coming out officially March 24th, I think he's trying to catch a single, but if not, I don't think he'll push the album back. I think he'll probably just live with whatever first week sales he ends up getting from his core fan base, because I don't think any of these tracks are crossing over into other fan bases like he and his label have hoped. And let me look at his label, because at this point I'm talking about his label a lot, and you're probably wondering who is his label. So if you go to the, I mean, this stuff is easily accessible, but I'm not gonna teach you how to do everything. So, anyways, Black's major label is Interscope Records slash LVRN. So if you don't know, Interscope is like one of the major labels in the music industry. So yeah, let's just say I don't know the current temperature over there, but I don't think they're as pleased with Black not having a single hit out of these three singles. Usually you try to have a track you can promote as a hit and then the album comes, but it seems like right now only his core fan base is listening to his music. So I don't know if that's a Black problem with quality or a major label problem with promoting, but I'm more leaning towards the Black side of him not putting out quality music enough to cross over into another fan base or to even bring in more fans from first listen, because he's on these new music playlists, but he can't seem to bring in new fans because none of these singles, in which the jury is still out on this one because it just came out, but none of the past two singles have been qualified a hit. So that's unfortunate, because I do like Black as an artist, but if he keeps putting this up, we may have to just start having to call this man Six Lack. So anyways, click my link here in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Black and his latest single, his third single, called Fatal Attraction? And will you be tuning in to when he eventually puts out his album, Since I Have a Lover, that's set to be released March 24th? All right. All right. Let's get into BTS. I know y'all may think that's the craziest switch ever, but I've covered BTS in the past. If you go to any platform, type in, well, any podcast platform, type in Notorious Mass Effect BTS, a bunch of my reviews will pop up for BTS. So I've been in tune with these guys for a while. And while some people may say, oh, that's not BTS, I mean, it's a member from BTS. So, technically I'm going to cover it. So, anyways, let me go back. Okay, let me take this because we're not subscribing just to read, not subscribing just to read this article. Let me paste that. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, that works. Um, Actually, since this doesn't have any ads on it, let's just duplicate this. Let's put this over here. Can y'all see? Okay, they can. I was about to say. Sometimes I forget to switch the screen for my YouTube and Twitch viewers, but I remember to switch it this time. So bring this over here so I can read this. Okay, English translation. Cool. Alrighty, let's get into Jimin. I probably should have looked up how to say this, huh? Is it Jimin? Jim Jim in. Jim in? Jimin? It's definitely not Jimin. It's definitely not. I think it's Jimin. 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 I think it's Jimin. Hmm. Anyways, we're gonna figure this out. They'll definitely tell me after I upload it. I bet you that. Anyways, let's get into it. So hopefully I'm saying this correctly, but Jimin has put out a new single titled Set Me Free Part 2. Now, I'm not sure that most of y'all knew or even was cognizant of me being bilingual, but because I speak so many languages, you know what I'm saying? Cuz I didn't Google this at all. I decided to translate the entire track for y'all into the English language, so y'all can thank me later, what I mean, just a testament to me knowing so many different languages. But anyways, jokes aside, Jimin put out this latest single, which I don't know if he was trying to be a hip-hop artist like Travis Scott. I don't know what he was going for, but for the most part I felt like the melody was interesting, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's not my cup of tea. Let's just say that. So I'm gonna get to the English translation in a second. But basically, all you need to know that this single, "Set Me Free Part 2" that just dropped, will appear on his upcoming album Face Out on March 24th. Now, I want you to keep paying attention to that date, March 24th, because there's a reason why some popular artists drop and then another popular artist drops on the same date. I'm not saying it's the Jay-Z Nas effect where they're just forever competing. Sometimes major labels have a certain promotion package that they can start or just like initiate on a certain day. Like on this day, they can say, "Oh, this is happening this week," or "This has happened the following week," so we can promote you so much throughout this magazine or news coverage for your album, rather than, "Oh, so and so's out because they're taking a break." Sometimes it's like very strategic when they drop albums. Actually, when you get to this level, it's not sometimes, it's all the time when they're strategic with putting out your album. I mean, there's a reason why, so left field. It's so left field. But it's a reason why Ice Spice is out here talking about that she had a crush on SpongeBob, because notoriously, what just happened? I mean, she just made like 500,000 from a single she put out with Pink Panther. So Panther, I don't know. Anyways, it was some other artist that she put a single out where she was just raking in so much revenue because of her stream. So to keep that buzz up, I mean, she's just gonna come out here and tell us, you know, just unsolicited information like she loves SpongeBob. It's just how it goes. So anyways, Jimin is back again with Set Me Free Part 2. If you don't know, this is one of the BTS members, which is why I'm even covering this in the first place. Because if you don't know, some of the other BTS members are currently serving in the military because they have to. It's mandated that they serve for a certain period of time and then they can go back to living their regular lives. But those BTS members was like, let's just get out the way. And for Jimin, I believe he's a certain age to where it doesn't kick in to like later down the line. Like I think he was the youngest of them. I don't know if that's how it worked, but anyways, somehow he was able to get around it for now. So anyways, Set Me Free Part 2 is one of the first is the first of 6 songs that Jimin will release before his album. And collaborative credits, as far as producers are concerned, is P Dog, Ghost Loop, Even, and or Yvonne, depending on how you want to pronounce it, and group mate RM. So people should know who RM is, another member of BTS. So anyways, with that being said, let's get into the English translation of this track. Verse 1 says, "I got a good time. Yeah, time to get mine. I wandered into a maze, Hennessy and night. I never stop. I never stop. Again, repeat, I never stop." Man, just poetry in motion, ain't it? I mean, I don't even know if Kendrick Lamar wouldn't be able to come out with some this mind just boggling type of complex, intricate rhyme scheme. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, so anyways, this track didn't really do it for me. Not my cup of tea, but of course, at the end of the day, these people, well, imagine saying these people. It's like, wait, what you mean by that? No, I'm just like BTS. So I mean, like these people as a group, like these. Y'all get what I'm saying? BTS runs K-pop, so they know what they're doing. And when I say they, I'm talking about BTS. See, I'm like, y'all know what I'm saying. BTS runs K-pop, and at the end of the day, when you get to singles like this from specific members from BTS, I mean, you just know they have to do it because the other members are currently serving in the military. So it's crazy days, crazy times that they are living in to keep the buzz of BTS up. So click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What did you think of me speaking, so many different languages that, I took the initiative to translate the whole track into English. You know what I mean? Y'all can thank me by that by rating this 5 stars and following me on all social medias. But anyways, besides the point, tell me what you really think of Jimin's first single for his album that's coming out March 24th called Face Out. Man, whenever I talk about BTS, usually it goes smoother than that. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was not it. Well, we keeping that take. We do one take. That's it. All right, let's get to Kanye. Let me see. All right, I do not try and get taken off YouTube, so hopefully that doesn't play again. Major vibe. Let me see. Okay. Apparently, Kanye West unreleased music just spreads like wildfire. Like people really love this stuff. It's crazy. Not to say like Kanye's not that artist. Like he's really him when it comes to hip hop. Not even gonna lie to you. But just still unreleased music creating this much of a buzz is just insane. Let me see. What do I want to put this? Yeah, let's put that and then let me get this, copy that. Okay, for the people tuning in over at Wisdom, just know that if you're not able to catch the whole thing, it will be up after the fact on my main section in my Wisdom, in my Talks tab. You'll be able to find all my past covering as far as episodes and tracks I've covered in the past. And also, follow my podcast by clicking my link tree in my main page. It'll link you to whatever platform you listen to podcasts on, or you can just go to the platform you listen to podcasts on and type in Notorious Mass Effect. Once again, that's Notorious Mass Effect, and you'll be able to keep up with the latest hip hop and gaming news. So with that being said, let's get into Mr. West, because this man is just because Mr. West is on a hiatus doesn't mean that his unreleased music is. I think that's really a testament to how popular our artist is. Like this man can go away and still make headlines. It's kind of insane. All right, let me see. Let me pull this up right here. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I have the Kanye thing up. All right. Oh, we have a guest. Let me see. We have a guest on Wisdom. So for the people over at Twitch and YouTube, you won't be able to hear the guest, but you will be able to after the fact when I edit him into the segment. So let me see if you can hear me right quick. Hey Jimmy, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you doing? I appreciate you joining in.
Hey, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I've been wanting to do this for a little bit, so I'm going for you on this. And the universe, I guess you could say.
Right now I'm just getting into new music and just covering the new music that like literally just dropped. So it's fun, you know what I mean? I definitely enjoy doing it. It's with my platform Notorious Mass Effect, there's a lot of people that tune in after the fact on my platforms that want to keep up with the latest tracks. So I put it all on one platform so they know what just released. But is there anything in particular you're looking forward to as far as like new music release?
Honestly, this is some old music release that y'all need to be tuned into. It's called Soup the Messenger. If you don't know him, please look him up. YouTube. He's been preaching about some just I guess you could say it's a harsh reality, but it's my boy Soup. And I just want y'all to tune in to the Messenger.
Okay, okay. Does he have a single they can check out, or is it like a whole album?
Just just type in Soup. Don't shoot the messenger, and then whatever you like after that, there's 10 times. If you like Andre 3000, there's 10 times Andre 3000.
Okay, okay. I respect that. What made you get into his music?
Basically, back in when I was in the military with him, so good time. But it was like one of those somebody that's real, and it was just a turn of events. It was like we understood one another, and I understood he was the music, that I was the hype man, or not even the hype man. I was just my job, just respecting reality. Messenger, you understand when I say don't, you know, understand reality. The other reason I'm jumping on right now is because I'm testing it out this, because as you can see, I'm a podcaster myself, and I love asking questions. It makes me think. I
Yeah,
do that for a living too.
yeah. I appreciate that. What's the name of your podcast?
It's called the Junior Rotation Show. I had to put it on pause.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can't necessarily relate right now, but I feel you. I definitely feel that I've heard it could be a lot.
You can't talk. You
Yeah.
can't talk.
Yeah. I feel that. What platforms are you on? Are you on like Spotify, Apple Podcasts and stuff like that or what?
I but I turn the ball off, and I want to just sit there and do what everybody else in America is doing. And every time I come across the barber, every time I come across something, I'm like, yo, you can turn this interaction into a fucking podcast. Right? Go to the bar, I can turn it into a podcast. Recording right now, but you can't record the fucking can.
Yeah, I feel like podcasting is a very accessible entertainment field to get into, but like for the most part, I feel like some people they just don't want to be on 24/7 as far as like having to consistently put out content. I think they don't realize like the consistent grind it is.
That's why it's like trying to turn me away from it, just because that's for assholes, but at the end of the day, like, just an excuse, just a reason why I'm gonna do it. You dig? You're gonna take a show, it's gonna happen. My son just got born. I have two sons. That's Jimmy. My second son born March 7th this year. The JJ fucking the JJ platform.
Okay, okay, I definitely respect it. So if you could tell us one more time your podcast and then your you said it was your friends your
No, no, I'll give my friends deserve everything. Like his
okay.
music, he has 110% for it. Like this guy is it Marvin Campbell. Call him Soup. But his dad's name is Campbell.
Okay, is he on all platforms as well? Alrighty.
To you, the messenger on YouTube will be blown away because this shit was recorded years ago, like 2015 or 2017.
Alrighty. Well,
And
what?
you'll be like, what's going on?
Yeah, no, I definitely check them out because I don't know if you ever seen like my platform with Notorious Mass Effect, but there's a pretty sizable audience over there. That whenever I upload music, like they always like comment like, where can you find this at? So I'm going to I mean, if I have your permission, I'm definitely gonna upload this and put his name as the title
Yes, sir.
and give him that promotion.
And complaints about it, just tell them Jimmy Ortega upload that shit. I told him to make the shit big because
I make
this stuff like
Yeah, make sure to tell him that Jimmy gave me that cosign. Yeah, but I appreciate you, Jimmy. I'm about to get back to covering these new tracks, but I always love when people come in and want to give their perspective.
yo, I'll tell you what, sir.
Usually, I just go by Dreams.
All right, say this was dream of world. I guess all of that back like dream of a world. What that Prince of Rock or whatever that it's control
A troll movie?
the troll movie. All the troll the rock. I have kids. How did they do?
Yeah, I don't even. I'm drawing a blank.
No, have you seen that I don't know what the hell the name of the song is, but just dream of a world of collaboration and manipulating all the dreams into one dream. The one dream should be the one only son, and there's our God. You be binary, right? I don't care. Right side or left side, banging on the right, banging on the left. They don't.
Yeah, Dreams definitely changed the world, so it's always good to follow what you're made to do. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm finna get back to covering these new tracks. I definitely appreciate you coming in, giving your perspective. I always encourage that, so I'm glad you like actually joined in. And you know, if it only takes 2 seconds, but if you would follow to maybe get notified whenever I go live. But if not, it's cool. But I definitely appreciate you tuning in.
Cool. I will follow you.
All right, Jimmy, I appreciate you.
You
All righty, and that was Jimmy. I think it was Jimmy Ortega, I believe. And I think the artist he was mentioning was Shoot the Messenger. So make sure, I think it was Soup or Shoot the Messenger. It was one of those. And make sure to on any platform, you know, he's out on all platforms, so look that up and give and check him out. But now let's get back into the unreleased music. Of course, I had let me see, Kanye unreleased up. I think Twitch and YouTube they can still see the video. And as always, Twitch and YouTube you won't be able to hear when guests join to give their perspective because it's on Wisdom. I would encourage you to come over to the Wisdom platform to and follow to hear when guests join in. But of course, I'll edit it in after the fact whenever I upload to my podcast. So, anyways, let's get into Mr. West. Now, apparently, whenever you put out unreleased tracks from an album, or not even put out, whenever your unreleased tracks are leaked from an album that came out in 2008 and is making news in 2023, like it just came out, safe to say that you're probably one of the best musicians that ever graced the mic. Because Mr. West has done it again. This man has went in hiatus, but his music lives on forever. I'll Be All Right is the latest track that has released from his album, 2008 album, which it's the ninth track to be leaked off of this 2008 album, 808 and Heartbreak. And Heartbreak. That's not this is not the title. I'm finna get my Kanye West card taken. But 808 and Heartbreak, that's what this album is having all these unreleased tracks leaked from. And I don't know who's leaking these tracks. And honestly, I don't really care. I mean, as long as we get new Kanye West music, I mean, who's going to say no to that? Because even Kanye West's unreleased music is probably better than 80% of artists putting out music to this day, because that man is probably one of the best musicians that's ever came into the music field. I mean, from producing to, I mean, I would say rapping in some sorts, but he does get his raps written for him. So I can't really say the rap side, but as far as making music and having the ability to switch from producer to rapper, I think he's one of the best of all time. Only other producers slash rappers I can even put in his category is probably Pharrell. I mean, he's rapped over a couple tracks. Who else? Dr. Dre, of course, with the Chronic, I believe. I mean, it was straight classic, you know what I mean? And who's another one I could put in his lane? There's probably only two I can think of right now. I mean, Future said he started out as a producer slash writer and then just came into his own. But, you know, Kanye West just had a so unorthodox way of getting into the music field. And by unorthodox, I mean just going around telling anybody and everybody he could that he was nice at this music stuff. And then when he finally got an opportunity and a cosign from the one and only Jay-Z, I mean, we see where his career is at now. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. Just wanted to highlight the fact that Mr. West's unreleased music is making more rounds and more headlines than some of your favorite artists' current up-to-date music. I mean, it just has to be discouraging for any artist that's out there in today's age. But also, for this to be the ninth track that's been leaked off of 808s and Heartbreak, it raises the question to me, was people too hard on that album? Because obviously people killed, what was it Yeezus? Oh, I forget what that was called, but the one with the CD as the cover, I think that was Jesus. Let me see, maybe that wasn't. Yeah, because 808s and Heartbreak, that was the heart on the cover. So I don't think people give 808s and Heartbreak and Yeezus that much of a positive critique, because they say that's when Kanye started to go downhill. Now, of course, Kanye's discography is probably one of the greatest discographies of all time, but when we get into his album and just the way he put out his albums, I think Yeezus and 808s and Heartbreaks is on the lower half that people would rank as far as his whole discography. So hopefully that made sense. When I get into Kanye West, it's a lot of comparing him to his old work, because it's kind of like that Drake and LeBron effect. Like at some point, you just have to stop being compared to your peers and really start being compared to yourself, because you literally set the bar time and time again. So anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about all these 808 and Heartbreaks tracks leaking, these unreleased tracks being leaked? And do you or have you heard I'll Be All Right by Kanye West? And do you think it's fire or trash? All right. Let me take that off. All right, let's look over. Let's take a little break. Look at Twitch and stuff. See how they doing over there. See some more people join. Stop by. I appreciate it. A10, Madison. I don't know how to say that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hopefully I said that right. But I appreciate you stopping by to check out the stream and me cover the latest tracks that just dropped. Also, don't forget to hit the follow button with the bell icon to be notified when I go live. Let me see how's. Hold up. Let me turn that down. What was I looking at? Oh, YouTube. See how that's going. Okay, yeah, that's still going. Sometimes I have to look at the stream because sometimes it'd be messing up. All right, let's get back into it. All right. What are we gonna cover next? Let's get into. I want to get into Russ. Pause. Is that pause? I think it is. I don't know. I said it anyway. Let's get into. No, we gotta save Glorilla for last. Hold up. Taylor Swift. Let's see what else. Okay, let's get into Russ. Who else? Let's get into ESTG. And then let's see, is that it? Alrighty. And then after that, we're gonna get into the latest artists, and then we're gonna get into the latest artists, and then we're gonna get into well, I think we should do Taylor Swift and then the latest artist. So, anyways, let's get into Russ and ESTG right now. ESTG is back again to let us know that he's undoubtedly one of the hottest rappers in the game because hold up. Okay, I gotta start over. I gotta put this. Hold on, I still got Kanye West up. Let me switch this. Hold on. What's this look like? Hold up. Give me 1 second. Copy that. Take that off. Okay. Yeah, I can't have Kanye West up while I'm talking about ESTG. I don't think that'll work. I might just let the video play. Cause I do want the picture up there. I don't know why, but when people like, if people go back to the VOD of this on YouTube, because, you know, I always put it unlisted because, you know, I'm not going to promote something that's like, you know, a live stream. Like, yeah, I'd rather you see my clips on YouTube because that's the main thing I get views off of. But, you know, if they do watch it, by the chance they go back and click on my tab, my playlist tab with my unlisted stuff, I would like them to see the artist I'm actually talking about. So anyways, all right, now let's get back into ESTG. ESTG is back again to let us know that he is undoubtedly one of the hottest rappers in the game right now. And that's not me. That is the article by Revolt that's owned by Diddy. So do of that what you will. But personally, I do think ESTG is one of the more up and coming rappers in today's game because him being under CMG, which I think was founded by Yo Gotti, and they have Moneybagg Yo, Glorilla, a lot of different artists. 42 Doug, I believe, a lot of different artists that are hot on the scene right now. So being under CMG is basically like being under a super team. It's being like part of the 2016, 2015 Cavaliers. You know what I mean? It's like a super team, but everybody on the team may not have the most highly credited or highly acclimated as far as presence in the hip hop field. So with ESTG dropping a new album, I think that this would get promoted just like any heavy hitter from an album would, because whenever rappers and people in general listen to hip hop, the image they think about is usually in the realm of ESTG. They think of the person that's apparently, or just from a bird's eye view, has been in the game and now is rapping about the stuff that he did while he was in the game. Now, I'm not saying that ESTG did any of these things that he's rapping about in his lyrics. All I'm saying is he makes it sound good and his lifestyle makes it look good, to the point where we have notable people who are in different professions acting like they're from the hood and getting in trouble because of that, because they see this image portrayed and they think that they should do or imitate that lifestyle. Now, I'm gonna let y'all think about who I'm talking about with that specific statement. But I'm pretty sure you'll be able to figure that out. So, anyways, ESTG's style of rap and the way that he raps, like the beat is just catching up to him, not on a G Herbo type of effect, but it's like he's rapping, and then I don't know if he has a lot of reverb or whatever, but it's like it's something. It's saying the same thing after he's talking. So he'll say like, "I'm about to shoot somebody," and then like it'll be followed by "I'm about to shoot somebody." Like, I don't know, it's a very, very weird flow he has. It's like I think it's an effect. I don't think it's a flow, but it's like he's starting his verse, and then a mimic of his verse is starting like a 0.2 second after him. It's like he's rapping not double time, but it's like he's rapping 2 times in the same verse. You would have to listen to ESTG to know what I'm talking about, but it's a very weird effect, and I don't know who his producer is, but they need to stop it. They need to go back in the studio, go to the Pro Tools, fix it up, and just understand that nobody's trying to hear the same line over and over again like it's just gonna be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, I know you was messing around in the Pro Tools, but you need to knock it off. Nobody's trying to hear whatever type of effect that ESTG has on his voice to make it sound like he's rapping double time. So, anyways, that's all I have for ESTG. Not really too much to get into. He just dropped his latest project, and he's under CMG, so I'm pretty sure he has some notable artists on his album. And yeah, so make sure to check that out. Click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. Have you listened to the ESTG Mad album? And if not, will you be eventually giving it a listen? All right. Okay, so I got through ESTG. What else? Something else. Oh, Russ. All right, let's get into Russ. Let's see. You know, it's funny that, I mean, I guess I should probably keep this for the segment, but it's funny that Russ wanted Nicki Minaj on this track, because Russ has a track with Bia that's just straight fire. And Bia, I'm not gonna say she sounds like Rihanna, but all I'm saying is I'm pretty sure Russ may have tried to get Rihanna on that track too, because it sounds, I think it's called Best on Earth with Russ and Bia. I mean, Bia sounds exactly like Rihanna. I'm not gonna lie to you. Alrighty, let's get into Russ right now. For those that don't know, Russ tried his hardest to get Onika, Tanya, Mirage on this track, but for some reason, Nicki Minaj did not eventually give a feature to this track called Nasty. Now, of course, this is a self-produced track from one, the only Russ, that will remind you every second he gets to, or every time he has the chance, he will remind you that he produces all his music. So, yeah, he's back again with his own production and his own rapping and just everything all in one with this track called Nasty. And I believe that Russ has a track called Best on Earth featuring Bia, and that track is just phenomenal. Really, one of my favorite tracks. I think it came out in 2020, maybe 2021, but it was one of my favorite tracks of that year. And for him not to, I think honestly, he tried, and this is like a crazy assumption and a crazy like thought I'm about to put out there, and I may be totally 100% wrong, but I feel like when Russ made Best on Earth, he reached out to Rihanna to get her on the track, right? And of course, Rihanna was probably busy doing whatever, billionaires do, and so she told him no, and so he got Bia, because I feel like Russ wrote that whole track for Rihanna, because Bia on the track sounds, I'm not gonna say exactly because I don't want to disrespect Bia, because she's a phenomenal artist in her own right. I mean, I think last year she dropped a track called London with J. Cole, and that was literally one of my favorite tracks of that year for so long. And she was rapping in her own style. But I will say that Bia sounded exactly like Rihanna on Best on Earth with Russ. So if Russ would have got Rihanna to be on that track, and then if he would have pulled off having Nicki Minaj on Nasty, I think he would have had a great back to back hit with women artists. But in general, I do feel like because Russ is such an independent artist, I think to have an artist give him a favor is more of a reach, because he doesn't really bring as much to the table than a major label artist can bring. Like if a major label artist wants a highly decorated artist to feature one of the up and coming artists, granted Russ is not up and coming, he's cemented in the game. I feel like they will get to the point where the major label will have to pull some strings behind the scenes to get the up and coming, no, the notable artists some different looks from magazines, coverage from different outlets before they give them the verse for the up and coming artists. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm not trying to make this complicated, but it's always a game in the music industry, and nobody just gives out features for free. It's either you're on a major label where your A&R, the person over you, they're really cool with, or maybe you have a cosign from a certain person. It's really the management that gets the deal done most of the time rather than the artist. Because if you speak to one of the artists, they'll tell you that whenever they're doing the track, usually it comes through Pro Tools and they just put their feature on there. Like, how does that happen? Their management is probably reaching out to those artists that they want on their album, but they have to reach out to them, go through their management. It's like a whole process. So as an independent artist, I don't know if Russ is willing to go through that grueling process of just speaking to so many different people to eventually speak to the person you want to get their feature, which, or hence why Russ literally just went to Twitter. He was like, hey, wouldn't it be nice to have Nicki on this track? And guess what? That's not going to get it done. So that's why I think the whole independent route is very appealing for some people. But if you don't want to deal with all that extracurricular activities, I think being on a major label will benefit 80% of artists that make music. So but besides that, the Nasty track, well, the track titled Nasty is fire, very quality driven. Russ is one of those type of artists where you can listen to it time and time again and still pick things out of his verse. He's very much a lyricist, and to this day, I think he's one of the best rappers that I've heard. And that's not a joke. I'm being so serious. I just think it's funny how he always goes around saying he produced the track. I mean, he might as well just say he made the microphone, he built the studio that he made the track in. At this point, the way that Russ be talking about his production and the way he does everything himself, you would think he was literally Russell Westbrook and not Russ, the way he just be talking about how he impacts the game. So anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Russ and his latest track called Nasty? And do you think if Russ was under a major label, he would have been able to get Nicki Minaj on this track? All right. I think that was good. I think I broke that down pretty clearly, hopefully. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I think I broke that down clearly. Let me see. Twitch, YouTube is still going. Okay, cool. Also, for the people who have had Twitch and YouTube, just know if you're not able to catch the whole thing, it will be uploaded after the fact to whatever platform you listen to podcasts on. Just type in Notorious Mass Effect, and then it should definitely pop up. As far as for Wisdom, just go to my main page, and it should just click socials, and all my links should pop up. My social medias, my platform that my podcast on, everything would be right in one place. So just go to my link tree and my main page, and it should be all there for you. And yeah. Alrighty, let's get into Taylor Swift, and then we're gonna get into the names that I have in a title. Because if you thought I wasn't gonna cover the 4 tracks that Taylor Swift put out, you must not know their fan base. Literally every time I talk about Taylor Swift, her fan base like comes out and just in droves to support. Like, they don't care what it is. It kind of reminds me every time I talk about NBA YoungBoy, and those numbers are crazy. Like, I can't wait till the next time YoungBoy drops. Like, that man went from dropping every day to not dropping at all. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to think, how many do I want to do? for Taylor Swift? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 4 tracks. So should I do 4, 7, 3, 6, 9, 12? That's like 12 minutes. This is how I break it down. I'm sorry. Y'all, y'all gotta listen to this. Let me see. Taylor Swift. Where's the album at? I didn't talk about her album. It's not showing me her album. Glorilla, Russ, Kanye, Glorilla. Where is Taylor Swift? Oh, okay, here we go. Cool. You know, it'd be so funny if I just cover all 4 tracks and just put different titles, like it's 4 different segments. I feel like that'd be scummy though. I feel like that's not real. That's fake. If I'm gonna cover them, I might as well cover them single. Give them their specific segment. So yeah, let's just do that. Let's start with All of You Girls. Yeah, let's do that. What do I want to put up for the Twitch people? Let me see. Wait, hold up. Taylor Swift made this safe and soundtrack for the Hunger Games? Why nobody tell me that? Hunger Games was fire. I ain't gonna lie. What's her name? Jennifer Lawrence. And that's why I'm gonna leave it at. That's why I'm gonna leave it at, because we are focusing on music. All right. Let's see. Taylor Swift. Okay, let's just put this one up. Okay, yeah, I should be able to see Taylor Swift now, hopefully. We're just gonna let this play. I don't know what this is. Hopefully this doesn't take me down on YouTube. If it does, then hey, come over to Wisdom. But anyways, all right, let's keep going. I appreciate the 17 people we have over at Wisdom right now. As always, this is the open dialogue, safe space, you know, as I always like to say. So don't feel free to join in to give your perspective. And give your 2 cents or whatever I'm talking about. If I would prefer it to be on the topic I'm talking about, but if not, then we can always chop it up, and then, you know, I can put it out after the fact. So yeah. Alrighty, so let's get into Taylor Swift. Hold up. I'm not starting with that. I gotta change this right quick. This is always happening. How do I switch this? Add another account. Can I just sign out? Let me just sign out. Does that work? I don't know if I did this right. Okay, I did right. Cool. All right, I'm just gonna leave those ads up there. All right, let's get into it right now. Oh my lord. I done deleted the article I was talking about. Hold on, let me go up here and just take this. Wait, that's not the one. Okay. All right, 3rd time's the charm. now let's get into Taylor Swift. I believe that Taylor Swift's fan base refers to themselves as the Swifties, I believe. Hopefully I don't get killed by that. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm definitely preparing to be bombarded by a lot of different comments saying that I completely messed up the Hive name. But that's besides the point, because Taylor Swift has just released 4 new songs from her in honor of her highly anticipated tour, Eras tour, beginning tomorrow. That's nice. Yeah, so this is a big deal, because this is what I really wanted to focus on, because this is just specifically covering the 4 tracks, and then I'm gonna get into the specific tracks after this segment. So what I want to get into quickly is Taylor Swift is one of the most prominent artists in the game when it comes to touring. If you don't know, Drake just announced his tour, and he's doing an arena tour. For those that don't know, stadiums are way bigger than arenas. I don't know if it's way bigger, but it's much bigger in capacity. Hopefully that makes sense. So Taylor Swift is doing stadium tours now. Bad Bunny is also doing stadium tours. Beyonce is also doing stadium tours. Now the artists I just named, and they're not regular artists. Okay, it's a different level when it comes to artistry and your level of fan base and the number of fans you have to be able to do a stadium tour. Because an artist may be able to fool you by having a stadium performance at their hometown. Like notoriously, 21 Savage could do a stadium in Atlanta. But let's say he went overseas or he went to somewhere where maybe his fan base is not as strong or prominent. He can't do a stadium there. So a stadium tour means that you have a lot of fans and a lot of different locations that will come out to see you perform. Because of course, all these different artists have a lot of fans, or they wouldn't have millions of dollars just from dropping a track. But having fans that will stream your music on DSPs compared to having fans that will buy your tickets, your $1,000 tickets to come see you perform for an hour or two and then you go home, is completely different. And for Taylor Swift, for Bad Bunny, and for Beyonce, they are the cream of the crop when it comes to bringing out fans to watch them perform. So that's the biggest thing I want to point out as I'm gonna get into these specific tracks and we're gonna talk about the different meanings of them. And yeah, so the biggest thing you need to know for the Swifties out there, hopefully I said your name or your hive name right. If I didn't, then I sincerely apologize. But anyways, Safe and Sound, Eyes Open, If This Was a Movie, All of the Girls You Loved Before are the 4 tracks that she just released. So in case you didn't get that, let me repeat it for you. Eyes Open, and of course this is Taylor's version, not the ones that was previously put out. So Eyes Open, Taylor's version was 1. Safe and Sound is 2. If This Was a Movie, Taylor's version is 3. All of the Girls You Loved Before is 4. So yeah, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. Have you listened to any of these 4 recently released tracks? And then if you have, which one is your favorite? And also, I do have another question. Are any of y'all planning on buying those expensive tickets to go see Taylor Swift live? All right. Let's get into All of the Girls Loved You Before. All right. Let's get into this specific track. All of the Girls Loved You Before. Now, apparently, I'm not the most gossipy person in the world. But they are saying, the Swifties, by the way, are saying that All of the Girls You Loved Before is a specific track made for Joe Alwyn. Now, hopefully I'm saying this name right. And this is complete speculation, but for some reason, a lot of these people are saying that Joe Alwyn is the one that's responsible for this track being made. So, if you don't know, Taylor Swift just delivered 4 new tracks to her fans because, of course, she loves y'all. She's about to go on tour. She wants y'all to pay those expensive tickets, those expensive prices to come see her live. And so she gave you 4 new tracks. Technically, it's old, but you know, hey, to each his own. So this track is supposed to be specifically towards Joe Alwyn. I don't know why, but they said she dated him since fall 2016. I'm not the gossipy drama type person, or not even drama, just the gossipy type person. But when it's Taylor Swift, you know, being one of the biggest artists ever to grace a mic, it's kind of news. So, and this sparked speculation from her fans that they may have secretly gotten married. And then, of course, years since, Taylor Swift nor Alwyn have confirmed this. So, this is one of the most official rumors that you've ever heard just be talked about, like they just know what's going on behind the scenes. So, Alwyn did tell a magazine last April of engagement talk, quote, "If I had a pound for every time I think I've been told I've been engaged, then I'd have a lot of pound coins." I mean, the truth is, if the answer was yes, I wouldn't say, and if the answer was no, I wouldn't say. Man, what type of quote is that? Now that those are confusing, because if a man comes out and says, "Man, I'm tired of y'all speculating," and then he says it's not no and it's not yes, then what are fans going to continue to do? They're going to continue to speculate. Usually, if you want to address something, you say either no, it's not happening, or you just say I don't want to address it. You don't want to be like open ended like fans. You don't want to be like, oh, they may be dating, they may be not, and then the person they're talking about is like, hey, we may be dating, we may be not. Like that gives us no clarification on the subject at hand. So, anyways, yeah, that's all I had to say about that track. So, anyways, all of you girls is reportedly I can't even talk. Reportedly, and a lot of Swifties are saying is directly addressing Joe Alwyn and their romantic past. So, anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Taylor Swift's "All of the Girls You Loved Before" track? And do you think it's addressing Joe Alwyn? For the 15% that are girls on my podcast, hopefully y'all enjoyed this, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't really like, I don't care this much about Taylor Swift. It's just a number she brings in. It's like, bro, you have to talk about it. It's kind of crazy. I should probably say that in my next segment. What y'all think? I should probably say that. All right, give me a second. Let's get into another track, because for some reason, it's news. All right, let me see. Okay. If This Was a Movie was released October 25th, 2010. It is 2023. And I'm not going to say unfortunately, but we are covering this track like it just came out today. Because technically, she re-released her highly anticipated tracks. And I don't know what a highly anticipated track that came out 13 years ago, I don't even know how that works. Like, obviously she's doing this Taylor versions thing where a lot of people are waiting for her to get complete control over her music. So now that she has complete control, she's putting out Taylor versions where the proceeds go directly to her. I don't know if y'all knew that, but Taylor Swift music was owned by I forget who it was owned by, but was it Scooter Braun? I don't know who was. Taylor Swift's whole catalog was owned by somebody else. Somehow she bought it back. Now she's re-releasing all her old music, calling it Taylor's version. So If This Was a Movie was released in 2010, but here we are talking about it again because she re-released Taylor's version. So I'm not hating. I'm just letting y'all know what the facts is. So of course Taylor Swift, she makes quality music in general. I mean, being one of the most popular artists of all time, I feel like you have to make some type of quality music to stay on that high, I guess, to stay on the top of the hill, because there's no artist I can think of right now that can move as much or as many units as Taylor Swift. So I think for If This Was a Movie, I think the track is very interesting because I don't know a single artist in today's age that could put out re-releases from a song 13 years ago and then the fans would still go crazy like it just came out, like it like they just heard it. So it's very fascinating to see. Me being a huge Drake stan, I think that this is very surprising and eye-opening to see the level of support that fans will give a certain artist, because I thought Drake had one of the greatest fan bases of all time, but man, Taylor Swift fans, I think they take the cake. So anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias What do you think about if this was a movie by Taylor Swift? And do you think that re-releases should even be a thing in today's digital age? So many tracks. All right, let's get into the next one. Yo, Taylor Swift, I swear, it's got like there's no way she just re-released these tracks and people are really going crazy over this. This is kind of crazy. All right, let's get into Safe and Sound. I had no idea that Safe and Sound, the track from Taylor Swift, was from the Hunger Games. Now, I want to take this time to give flowers to the Hunger Game and the movie as a whole. Because of course Jennifer Lawrence was I think that's her name, being playing Katniss Everdeen. Because I don't know if y'all know, but the books that came out before the movie was straight fire. So of course the movie can't captivate everything that the book had because then the movie would be completely too long. So whenever you read the books, you will get a greater sense of enjoyment out of the premise of Hunger Games than you would in the movie. But of course, the movie did a okay job. So that was my side review, my side tangent review of the Hunger Games. And it's one of my favorite books I read growing up as a kid. I couldn't wait for Mockingbird to come out because I was at the point where I was already caught up, and then Mockingbird, it was like, oh, it's coming out, and I couldn't wait. So it was like to see it come into, I'm not gonna say full circle moment, but to see it transform into a movie and still be quality is it's nice to see. So for Taylor Swift, on the other hand, she's re-released these 4 tracks, and Safe and Sound is one of them, produced by T-Bone Burnett. And let me just tell you, I don't think there's any fan base that supports Taylor Swift. Oh no, I don't think there's any fan base that supports the artist more than a Taylor Swift fan. Putting out re-release music and fans eating it up like it just came out is kind of insane when you think about it in today's digital age when you can look up anything. To come back to something from so long ago, I think it just has to be nostalgia driven. And obviously Taylor Swift is immensely talented, and of course she deserves it because, you know, to be consistent for this long, it's kind of like what I say with Drake. Like, a lot of your favorite artists just went missing or went hiding when you needed music from them to get you through life. And some artists, you know, they stuck with you the whole way. So it's like, I understand why Taylor Swift fans are so supportive, but at the end of the day, man, is it not surprising the lengths they will go to just support old music. So, anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Taylor Swift Safe and Sound? And also, have you seen Hunger Game? And which iteration of just the series do you think is better? Do you think Hunger Games, Catching Fire, or Mockingbird is the greatest out of the series? I don't know if y'all can tell. I got tired of talking about Taylor Swift. I had to switch that to another topic. I was like, bro, I can't keep talking about it. And we still got one more to go. Let me see. Still got 17 in the wisdom chat. I definitely appreciate y'all. Don't forget, before I get into this last track, that y'all can join in whenever to give y'all 2 cents. It's open. Safe space, open dialogue, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to say all times, because it's what it is, you know? I love when people join in to give their perspective. So anyways, let's get into the last track of Taylor Swift. I think this is the most I've ever talked about Taylor Swift in succession, because of course Taylor Swift has released 4 new songs, and technically they're not new at all. They came out a long time ago, but she's putting out her Taylor versions, because if you don't know, I believe it's Scooter Braun. I don't want to just name names, but I'm pretty sure Scooter Braun had her whole catalog, and Taylor Swift had to buy it back. And now that she's bought her whole catalog back, she's putting out Taylor's version, because now the proceeds go directly to her instead of other people, you know? So that's what happens when you get into the space where you can have people help you out to buy your catalog, or you can just make money from other avenues in life and just buy your whole catalog back from your whole revenue pot, if that makes sense. Because let's say I don't want to bring up Offset in a Taylor Swift conversation. So let's say rapper A had to buy his catalog back, and he needed a certain amount of funds that he just did not have. Well, the funds that he made from rap is not going to cover that. So obviously he needs either funds from his close friend, rapper B, or he can start making money on the side, whether it's for women, sometimes it's makeup, sometimes it's just acting, sometimes it's I forget what it is, but it's just a lot of different ways you can make money other than music. And what you're strictly buying from the person who owns your royalties and stuff is your masters, which is strictly the money made off your music. So sometimes you have to make money in other ways to try to buy back your masters. And obviously I'm not going to act like I'm just so knowledgeable about how to buy back your masters, because for the most part when I'm hearing artists talk about it, it's a pretty interesting process. Like, it's always, they always put the number at a price they know you won't buy it at. So when the artist buys back the masters, it's like, bro, how much did you pay for that? Because it's like they put it at a number that is just like, okay, don't even like approach me with this, because I know you're not gonna come back trying to buy your music. And then when they come back like, hey, I got this money that you wanted for the masters, they probably like, how did you, you know? And I think there's a whole process they go through. Like, I don't think they can just exaggerate how much you can pay for it, but they can definitely, you know, play some games as far as how much it's actually worth. But at the end of the day, Taylor Swift has her masters back, and she's put out so many different Taylor versions tracks so she can try to make her money back from her old music. So, and one of those currently is Eyes Open, Taylor's version. So anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Taylor Swift's Eyes Open, Taylor's version? Will you be giving it a listen? And also, I'm going to ask this again for the Swifties out there. Will you be buying the expensive, and I mean expensive, ticket to go see Taylor Swift perform live? All right. Let me see. That Taylor Swift one took a lot out of me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to do Taylor Swift 4 times in a row. Was that 5 times in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goodness. I know those are gonna go crazy, but man, that took a lot out of me. Whenever I'm talking about artists, I really like. I'm not gonna say I don't care for Taylor Swift, but it's just like, bro, I'd rather talk about like BTS or something. Man, Taylor Swift's a great artist, though. You know, I don't want people to think I have no beef with it. You know, I know there's probably Swifties even listening to me right now. I mean, that's how big her fan base is. So, let's see. Glorilla. Okay, let's get into Glorilla. Yeah, let's get into the artist and the title, because I like to save them for last. So now we're about to get into that. So Glorilla, who else? Lil Keed. There's a lot of stuff to get into with Lil Keed. Let's save him for last. Let's get into Glorilla and Metro, and then we're gonna end with Lil Keed, because of course he has the most tracks I want to talk about. So anyways, all right. I gotta pop my back. Give me a second. This is what happens when you get old, man. You just gotta pop your back every 2 seconds. Okay. You're probably like, you are not old. Like, yeah, I don't even know my age. I just play. I just play. I'm not that. Technically, I'm not old. But the way I act, man, you would never know. You would never know. All right, let's get into it. Actually, we can't get into it just yet. I gotta pull this up. Video. Do we have 12? All right, let me put this article in there so I can show for the YouTube and Twitch viewers, so you can see what I'm looking at. That doesn't keep it. That doesn't help. I don't like how they don't keep the pictures. Like, you telling me y'all can't keep the pictures at all? That's unfortunate. 'Cause, 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 Let me see. Okay, let me copy that. I might just put this up there. Okay, cool. Let's just put this up there. Wants to know your location. Nope. All right. Cool. Let's get into Big Glow. Alrighty. After dropping what can be considered white people's favorite hip hop song of all time, F and F, she's back again to release 2 tracks from a bonus edition to her debut EP. Anyways, Life's Great. So, anyways, I mean, life technically is great, but hey, teach his own. But all right, so Glorilla is back again with the track called, let me see, X's featuring Little Dirk, and there's another one. What was the other one? Give me a second. So it was X's, and then there was, what was the second track? Oh, and then there was Don't Know. So I don't like when artists put bonus tracks in the middle of the album, because then it's like, okay, even if I did listen to your entire album, I don't know the bonus tracks. Like, I need you to put it at the beginning or the end of your deluxe edition. Don't put it in the middle, put one here, put one there. I'm not gonna know what, like, I'm not gonna be able to differentiate the new tracks from the old. Now, unless I listen to your album 50 million times, I'll be able to tell. But for the most part, any artist that puts their deluxe tracks in the middle or just sprinkled throughout their album with their old tracks, it makes it so confusing. And it's one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to hip hop artists, when they act like we're not listening to other music, so we should know exactly where the deluxe tracks are compared to the old tracks. But anyways, that's just a side tangent. So Don't Know, which is a Glow Riders bonus, and X Fatno remix featuring Lil. I ain't gonna lie to you. What is Phatnall? Is that fentanyl? I know it's. Yeah, see, people are gonna think I'm trying to read fentanyl. I know what that looks like. It's literally, well, I already spelled it out, but it's like fentanyl or fentanyl. Bro, I can't do it. Bro, these, like, sometimes the way the hip hop artists just completely disregard and just belittle the English language, it is very irritating at times. So yeah, Glorilla is back again with her latest additions to her EP that she put out last year called Anyways, Life's Great. And I just want to take this time out to say that Glorilla is one of those artists that I think strictly is respected and highlighted for her ability to make good rap music, and plus her ability to rap. As a woman artist in the hip hop game, I think is extremely, and I'm saying extremely, difficult to not be objectified when you come into the scene. And somehow, some way, Glorilla has managed to pull that off and give us fantastic bars attached with good music that her fans will probably listen to until she gives us another offering. But for the most part, these bonus tracks will have to satisfy them for the meantime. So click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about the 2 bonus tracks that she put out for this deluxe album? And do you think that Glorilla is the best lyricist when it comes to women in hip hop today? All right. Let me see. All right, let's get specifically into the Lil Durk track. Okay. For the people just joining in over at Twitch and YouTube, what's my pitch? I forget. I forgot my pitch already. Not just playing. Don't forget that if you're not, well, if you wasn't able, you probably wasn't able to catch the whole thing. It'll be uploaded after the fact to my podcast platforms, whatever platform you listen to podcasts on, called Notorious Mass Effect. So go to any platform you listen to podcasts on, type in Notorious Mass Effect, or I made it even easier. There's a link tree in my bio that you click. It has all my social medias, all my platforms that you can listen to podcasts on. You can just click which one best suits you. So either click my link tree in my bio on my main page, or just type in Notorious Mass Effect on any platform you listen to podcasts on. Alrighty, with that being said, let's get into the Glorilla and Little Dirk track. Alrighty, so Glorilla and Little Dirk, I mean, a dynamic duo without even listening to a second of the track. Now I'm joking. I definitely listened to the track and it was straight fire. Now, Little Dirk has gotten to this pocket where he will rap about sometimes very emotional things, but his flow and his cadence makes it sound like the hardest thing ever. It's kind of like if Little Dirk was to make an R&B album, that would probably be the funniest thing ever, because his delivery, his cadence, it's very street like. The street essence of Little Dirk can be felt on any track that he puts out, because it's like the way that Little Dirk even raps, it's I would label it as very contagious energy, because a lot of people want to live like Little Dirk and Young Boy and all these other rappers, but nobody wants to deal with the consequences. I mean, just look at Ja Morant, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, Glorilla and Little Dirk are rapping about a lot of things with their exes, and Little Dirk definitely had a standout bar on this, because let me see if I can pull this up right quick, because Little Dirk not going to get away with this. Like, there's no way he's going to pour his heart out and now I'm just going to look at it and just say, you know what, let's not highlight that bar, because no, I know exactly who he was talking about when he said these specific lyrics. And wait, I gotta pull it up right quick, because when you've been with the girl so long, sometimes she just brings it out of you to make you want to just completely just switch up your whole character to get her back. Like, I'm gonna show you that I'm crazy, so you come back to me. I'm gonna show you what crazy looks like, so you will come back into my arms. And that's basically what Lil Durk is doing, because India seems like she's living her best life, but Lil Durk is saying that, you know, he's not gonna let her go until she comes back to him, which, you know, could be called toxic, but, you know, hey, to each his own, I guess. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Lil Durk said specifically about you know who. This man said, lying on me to get, no, that's not what it is. Labels. I've been I've been through the mud. I've been on my own. I'm rare. This the first person I cared about. I'm going through phones now. So I'm gonna say this again. I've been through the mud. I've been on my own. I'm rare. This the first person I cared about. I'm going through phones now. Now, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't be surprised if Lil Durk had a writer, because if you seen the message that he put to congratulate India on her birthday and basically begging her, just a public display of affection to beg her to come back, that was one run on sentence, and that man had at least two paragraphs full of quotes. So I don't think the Lil Durk is the most poignant when it comes to getting his words across. But let me just say, his message is what they say is the thought that counts, and at least he let her know that he was thinking about her. You know, I mean, apparently, Lil Durk, that was the first girl he actually cared about. Probably went through a phone, all type of stuff, and you could probably say, oh, he could be talking about anybody. But for this to come after just the highly public back and forth. Well, not from India and Lil Durk, but Lil Durk basically was like, India, you know, he's basically saying he loved all that type of stuff. You've been with me forever, and just know I love you. And I don't usually do this type of public display of affection. I would read it, but I'm telling you, you would get lost in the first three sentences. Like it's just one run-on sentence, and it makes no sense. So I would literally, like, the way I just translate it is probably the best way to hear it, because if you actually read the tweet he came out with, or the IG post he came out with, it was man, like, imagine being that illiterate and still rapping the way you do. Like, bro, somebody has to be writing for this man. Like, at this point, like, the way the NBA YoungBoy talks is kind of how he raps, but the way the Lil Durk talks, like, bro, nah, you definitely have a writer. But anyways, so Glorilla, Lil Durk teamed up for a song X's, and I mean, it's kind of on the nose what Lil Durk's going through right now, but for the most part, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about this Glorilla and Lil Durk track? I think this is the first time they teamed up on a track, if I'm not mistaken. And the title is X's. And let me know, do you think the track is fire or trash? I kind of went a little long with that review. Let me see. I try to keep it short. All right, let's get into Metro Boomin, because I'm tired of this man disrespecting Drake. This man talked about, I don't have enough room. I don't have enough room to put you on that track with Young Thug and let me find this. I'm not finna find this, because this man Metro Boomin, they got on my last nerves, kicking Drake off that track. That don't even make no sense. All right, here we go. Where's this at? Trance. I don't have no room to put you on Trance with Travis Scott and Young Thug, but he got room for Diddy to put him on Creeping. Man, if this man don't cut it out, this man Metro Boomin is something else, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm finna get my hate off. I'm finna hate on this track so hard. It's like it's about to be supreme hate right here. Like, no cap. It's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be some serious hate. All right, let me see. Cool. Let me take that off. Put this down. All right, let's get into it. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that Metro Boomin told the greatest hip hop artist of all time that he didn't have enough room for him on the track called Trance with Travis Scott and Young Thug, to the point where the boy had to release his version himself because Metro Boomin was hating so bad. And he comes full circle to put Diddy on a remix with The Weeknd and 21 Savage's track called Creepin'. Now, at this point, I don't know if y'all know, but Metro Boomin and Drake have some type of beef going on right now. Why? Because apparently, the whole Drake and 21 Savage collab album ruffled some feathers, and I don't know why, but it did. I don't know if it's because of Metro and 21 Savage's. Okay, it makes sense. So basically, Drake, he's a very petty individual. Individual, you know, sometimes, you know, you can't talk, you know what I mean? It's just, you only get paid to do it, you know, nothing too crazy. But Drake's a very petty individual. So basically, when Drake made the whole collab album with Future, it was simply because Meek Mill and Future was about to come out with a collab album. Simply because of that. Like, it was really nothing more like, I know they was both hot and like it made sense, and they was, you know, putting up numbers on the Billboard charts. But Meek Mill, go back to that time, they was beefing. Meek Mill was going to put out a collab album with Future, and Drake was like, man, forget all that, do a collab album with me. Future is one of those guys where he definitely made a business decision. He was like, I'd rather make a collab album with the boy. So it wouldn't surprise me if Metro Boomin and 21 Savage had something coming, which I think they still do, but mysteriously it's been pushed back. I don't know why. That's crazy, right? Drake and 21 Savage put out a collab album last year called Her Loss. Now, is that specifically because Metro Boomin was gonna make a collab album with 21 Savage? I have no idea. But now that Metro Boomin and Drake is beefing to the point where Drake I mean, obviously we don't know, but you know, somebody leaked a version of Trance with Drake on it, and that was the clearest vocals I've ever heard in my life that was unreleased and quote unquote leaked. I mean, it's almost like if the man that they leaked it, uh, that the man leaked it himself. It's almost like he just leaked it himself. It's funny, but yeah. So Metro Boomin and Drake is low key beefing, and so for him to put Diddy out of all people on a remix with The Weeknd and 21 Savage, knowing what Diddy did to Drake, like I think if people really knew the lengths that people went to disrespect Drake, I think they would have a little bit more sympathy when it came to him. And obviously, he's a hip hop artist and a grown man. So, how much sympathy can you really have? But to urinate on a man and to have that be public knowledge and for that man to still be alive, I'm not advocating violence by any stretch of the imagination. But I, as Drake, if I put myself in Drake's shoes, I could never be cool with P. Diddy again. I mean, he literally put the P in P. Diddy. Now, hopefully, I know what that means. But anyways, yeah, Diddy did some unthinkable things to Drake, and let's just say it's public knowledge, and it's kind of crazy. Anyways, so yeah, so Metro Boomin puts Diddy on the remix of The Weeknd and 21 Savage's track "Creeping" for no reason, like absolutely no reason. I mean, he's literally on the track just ad libbing 21 Savage when 21 Savage is literally already ad libbing. Like it makes no sense. It's like an add on. It's kind of like if somebody was a SoundCloud rapper and just made their own version of a track, but instead of taking off certain parts that needed to be taken off to add theirs, they just wrote their verse on top. They was just like, you know what, let's just write it right here, ad lib right here, and it would fit, right? No, it doesn't fit at all. And it's pretty atrocious that Metro went to this length to try to just spite the boy. Because I don't think y'all understand that Metro and Boomin and Drake having beef is not good for the consumers. Because it's just like Drake and Kanye beefing. Like those two can make so much quality music together that them beefing does nothing for the listeners. Like it's a loss for the fans. It's kind of like when Drake and Kendrick was beefing. It's kind of like when Notorious and Tupac was beefing, when 50 Cent and who is it, Ja Rule was beefing. It never helps the listeners. It always hurts them because it's like these two could probably make smashes together, but now they're too busy beefing with each other. So yeah, that's the background on that, man. Hopefully I enlighten you about the beef on Metro Boomin and Drake. And if you think I was, making it up, I mean, it's all public knowledge, especially what I was talking about with P Diddy putting the P. Let's just say he was pushing P. It was towards Drake's direction. Why do I know that? That's a great question, man. I cover hip hop, so I have to have this type of knowledge in my I have to, I have to have this type of knowledge in my was it repertoire? That's not the word. In my Rolodex. Yeah, that's the word. I have to have this type of information in my Rolodex. Okay. So anyways, Metro Boomin and Drake, they're forever beefing, and now he put P. Diddy on a remix for absolutely no reason, making me to believe it's just another play on the chess piece to go against Drake. So click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about P. Diddy being on a remix of Metro Boomin, The Weeknd, 21 Savage's track called Creepin'? And do you think that Metro and Drake are actually beefing? All right. Let's finish with Lil Keed, and then that'll be it. We're going on 2 hours. 2 hours, 2 hours. I guess. That is what the time is saying. If you enjoyed this whole 2 hours, Wisdom people been rocking with me. Don't forget to hit that follow button. If you enjoyed it, if not, it's okay. Only breaks my heart a little bit. But if you've enjoyed this 2 hours of just covering new music, make sure to hit that follow button to know when I go live. Just know I have a whole podcast platform that's doing pretty well. I have a YouTube platform that's doing pretty well. So if you and also TikTok, if you go to YouTube, TikTok, any of those, just type in Analytic Dreams and my platform will definitely pop up. As far as podcasting, go to the platform you listen to podcasts on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon, and type in Notorious Mass Effect, and that will also pop up. So, just make sure to hit that follow button on Wisdom as always, because I do enjoy going live on Wisdom. So yeah. What else? And before I get into this little Keed situation, just know if y'all want to join in as a guest to give y'all 2 cents, I can always edit you in after the fact so you can be a part of the segment. All right. I really can't believe like P. Diddy like actually peed on, like, bro, if you think about it, Diddy may have a fetish. He peed on Drake and he peed on Young Miami. Hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all locked up R. Kelly, but Diddy just walking around free, man. Okay. I guess so. I guess that's what we doing. Anyways, I know it's not the same. Y'all can, yeah, I mean, don't cancel me. It was just a joke. May it fell flat. I don't know. Alright, let's look up low key. Let's see. First post hummus. Alright, low key. We'll get into that, and then there was something else I want to get into. It's getting the big bag, and then get into the 2 Young Thug tracks, and that'll be it. So get into the album. We're gonna get into the track with Young Thug, the 2 tracks with Young Thug, and then we're gonna get into the track with Big Sean, because I want to talk about Big Sean because it's my guy, man. That was really my favorite artist until he left me in my high school days and Drake, came in, and you know what I mean? It was history from there. So anyways, let me see. All right, let's get into Little Keed. Hold on. I'm about to put up the picture of Lil Keed. I may have to use my tab. Lil Keed. All right, let me see if I can put this in 12 foot. I love that site. 12foot.io. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Y'all don't even got to give me a bag. I mean, it'd be nice, but this type of website is made stuff so much easier. I mean, imagine somebody asking for you to subscribe or get into like, can you subscribe to read this article? Like, nope. Just going straight to 12 foot. It's crazy. Anyway, that's messed up. Anyways, all right, let's get into Lil Keed. Now, even though that YSL has been making news for all the wrong reasons in the world, this is one of the more uplifting news I think we will probably get from YSL, and probably the most positive news that we'll get from YSL for the foreseeable future. As Little Keed, of course, he tragically passed away, I think last year, and the details was, I went over the details. Honestly, I will look up Little Keed, Notorious Mass Effect, and I haven't talked about Little Keed that often, but when look up Lil Keed Notorious Mass Effect and the shit pop up, and I kind of detailed what he went through and why he died and just the causes of it, because they said it was natural causes, but if you look more into it, I actually listed out the actual name they listed as far as like what he had, and so I just looked it up if you want to know how Lil Keed died. But for the most part, he's being honored in his first posthumous album called Keed Talk to Him 2, which is the sequel to his 2018 mixtape Keed Talk to Him. But this sequel has the likes of Young Thug not once but twice, even though he's incarcerated. Young Thug is still a pretty prominent presence on the track he's featured on, and we're gonna get into those in a separate segment. But let's just say he's definitely having bars that I don't think will attribute to him getting out anytime soon. So then we have Big Sean, we have Corday, Nav, and Keed's little brother No. Keed's brother, Little, got it. What else? Let me see. His mom had a quote. I kind of don't want to read the quote. I feel like it's a little too on the sad side. But let's just say that he has family that cared about him, and I mean, he obviously had people in the industry that cared about him. Um, of course, because usually if you pass away, people are like, we're not giving you no feature. It's not gonna do nothing for me. But he has a lot of big name artists on here that probably just wanted to work with him. And since he passed away, they was like, hey, we still gonna clear the verse and let you put on the album. So that's nice that people didn't pull away just because he passed away. Because sometimes, well, most times people in the music industry are fickle, and it's the hottest guy or the next up to get the features, not the person that's passed away. So I'm glad that people went out their way to put their stamp on this album. From what I've heard, the Nav track is solid. Big Sean track, Big Sean definitely went crazy. That's why he's at the beginning, just giving a whole verse. The two Young Thug tracks are fire. They definitely don't limit or try to hide any of Young Thug's bars, and by hide, you kind of know what I mean. Like, he's definitely talking that type of talk on these tracks, and I guess it just gave up with trying to keep that clean image with Young Thug, but that's besides the point. So yeah, for the most part, I think this album would be a good listen. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. Definitely don't give a review when the album just comes out. I don't do that at all. All I like to do when albums come out is to bring it to your attention, give you the actual facts, the details, and then let you decide for yourself if you want to listen to it or not. So, anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Lil Keed's estate dropping his first posthumous album titled Keed Talk to Him Too, and will you be giving it a listen? Alrighty, let's get into the specific tracks. I want to talk about the tracks. I want to talk about the two Young Thug tracks and the Big Sean track. Also, shout out to the 21 people we have over at Wisdom. Thank y'all for tuning in to listen to me cover the newest hip hop tracks. If you want to, feel free to hit that follow button to be notified when I go live, or just click my link tree and my main page to follow my social medias and my podcast to be updated with the latest hip hop and gaming news. I don't think I've ever said. Well, I've said it like multiple times. My bad. I don't even know why I said it like that. But Notorious Mass Effect. I mean, as you can see in the profile picture, it's based off of hip hop and gaming because my favorite game of all time is Mass Effect. But Notorious B.I.G. is one of my favorite just rappers of all time. And I know it's probably like, bro, how old are you? And I'm pretty young. It's just, I don't know, with the influence of Jay-Z in my life, I feel like Notorious B.I.G. was kind of like the trendsetter for that. I don't know if this is the greatest comparison, but I would say like Jay-Z and Notorious B.I.G. is like if Kobe came before Jordan. That's kind of how I view Notorious B.I.G. Like, if Kobe came before Jordan, like he just replicated what somebody else did, but to like a higher degree. I don't know if that's the greatest comparison, but that's the one I always use when I talk about Jay-Z and Notorious B.I.G. I see similar styles. All right, let me get into Big Sean. Okay, let's not get into Big Sean. Do they not have the lyrics of the track? Oh my goodness, Big Sean gets disrespected so much. Hold up, let me make sure this is not real. This can't be real. Let me go somewhere else. Okay, let me go off this. This can't be real. Ain't no way. Literally, verse 1 by Big Sean is completely skipped by Genius, out of all places. Bro, how much disrespect can be thrown one man's way before he just snaps? Ain't no way I just went on Genius, one of the biggest sites in the world, and they just completely skipped a verse from a prominent artist. All right, yo, what? That's complete. That's very disrespectful. All right, let me just type this in. Actually, let me do this on my phone to make it quicker. Let me see if anybody has the lyrics. Because I would like to highlight the lyrics because, you know, Big Sean is a lyricist, I would say myself. You see how this Lil Keed, Big Sean. Can't go to Genius because they ain't got his lyrics. Are these lyrics? Hold up. Let me type in lyrics. Boy, that is crazy. I've never seen that before. They skipped this whole lyric. Lil Key lyrics. Download. I'm not trying to download it. I just want the lyrics. I just want the lyrics. That's all I want. So I just want the lyrics. It's not showing me the lyrics. Wow. That's crazy. That is wild. Okay. Let me try this. Let me try to game the system. Let me go to Spotify. Let me see if they have the lyrics up. If Spotify has the lyrics up before Genius, I mean, technically, Genius has the lyrics up, but they completely skip Big Sean's verse, which is beyond disrespectful. Not gonna lie. All right, let's mute this so we don't get taken off YouTube. Let's go to Big Sean. Do they have lyrics? They don't. That's great. Wow, the disrespect for Big Sean. Okay, I guess that's what I have to lead with. The disrespect to Big Sean will not be tolerated. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I just went to one of the biggest platforms in the world when it comes to looking up lyrics for a song. And guess what? I don't know if they changed it by the time I put this out, but I'm literally looking at it, right? And verse 1 by Big Sean and Little Key, and it completely skips it. Then you get into the chorus, and then you get into verse 2 by Lil Key, and then you get into the chorus, and then it's the end of the track. But if people who ever, like the people who listen to the track, knows that verse 1 by Big Sean was a pretty lengthy verse, and it's nowhere to be found on this Genius article. So I don't know how much disrespect one man can take before he just eventually snaps. Because I don't know if Genius is just saying his bars are so trash that we're not going to list it out or transcribe it, because they have Lil Key's lyrics all throughout the track. Like literally, if you look up Hottest by Lil Key and Big Sean, hopefully they fix it by the time I put this out. But currently, hold on, let me put this up on YouTube and Twitch so they don't think I'm, hold on, let me make sure I have proof, so they don't think I'm just making this up for no reason. Like, hold on, let me take this off. Okay, so you see right here, I'm not making this up. So if you're looking on Twitch or YouTube, just know that I just highlighted the portion where they literally just cut off Big Sean's verse. Like it's just, his verse is nowhere to be found. And then you go throughout the rest of the track and look, you have Lil Key's chorus, Lil Key's verse 2, and then the chorus. Like, come on now. Like, ain't no way you gonna disrespect this man. Like, what did Big Sean do to you to disrespect this man so heavily? Like, it's just so blatant with the disrespect, so egregious, so just outrageous that one man, literally the man that made One Man Can Change the World, is getting disrespected to the point where even Genius is taking it upon taking it upon themselves to take off his verse and just leave the rest on. Like, goodness gracious, man. And I was gonna quote those lyrics. That's literally why I went to the track. I wanted to quote the lyrics, and at this point, I mean, I can't even quote the lyrics because they don't even have it on Genius. Like, this is the biggest lyric site, like probably in the world, and they just cut off Big Sean's verse completely. I know what some of y'all probably saying. I mean, Big Sean's trash. That man literally said something like, I forget. They be having so many bars about Big Sean that's just trash. I'm like, there's no other artist that y'all quote like this to try to, you know, to deter him from being unique. Like literally the bars that Big Sean have is usually unique. Like every time he raps, I hear something that I never hear any other rapper says, but people just kill it for no reason. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, I didn't want to talk about this too long. Just wanted to point out the fact that Big Sean's still getting disrespected in 2023, and this is years after Kanye West said signing Big Sean was my biggest mistake I ever made in the music industry. So how much disrespect can one man take? I guess we'll never know. So click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about the track Hottest by Little Keed and Big Sean? And what did you think about Big Sean's verse? Do you think his verse was fire or trash? Alrighty. Let's get to Young Thug track. Hopefully, if they don't have Young Thug's lyrics, I understand. I understand why they may take Young Thug's lyrics off, because this man was incriminating himself to the highest degree. And let me tell you, as a law-abiding citizen, we about to read this word for word. All right, let me see. Big bag. Yo, the way these people be rapping, it's like, bro, do they take the craft seriously? I'm not trying to sound old, but man, like sometimes Young Thug and all these other dudes, they just rap like they just freestyling. Like I know they probably freestyle when they making a track, but man, do you not get to a point where it's just like can I not like sit down and write something to try to act like I take the craft seriously? Like sometimes I just feel like these people just really don't care about the craft. I don't know. Maybe that's the old head coming out of me. Maybe I'm getting too old for this. No, I'll just play. All right, let's all I want to know, that's what it is. Yeah, let's get into that. Okay. Now I want to start this segment off by saying that I am a law-abiding citizen. So I just have to I have to take it upon myself to keep the streets clean, man. Like sometimes you just have to read words that are put on the screen because it's technically what everybody is going to hear when they play this specific track. So am I snitching? I don't think so. Because people are going to listen to this track. I feel like a lot of people are going to listen to this track. But will they know specifically what he's talking about? Now that's a whole nother question. And so I'm here to play detective. Now, I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but I would say that if a person says on a track, I don't care about your weapons, I've been cooking, diamonds just like my scarf. Wait, hold up. Oh no, it's hold up. Did they take this off too? Don't tell me. Oh yeah, here we go. Nah, this the hey, can't get me. I got the evidence on deck. This man said, literally, verbatim, I could get you gone. I don't want to call. I don't want to call. One call, I can have it fall on you. So ladies and gentlemen, just know that Young Thug is never getting out of jail. He's probably gonna be locked up for the foreseeable future. I don't even know why this was clear to be released. I mean, obviously, Young Thug verses and features have been limited for a reason because he's literally being held in court because some of the lyrics in his songs, this doesn't help it out at all. I mean, they're calling him the ringleader of YSL, putting hits on people. And what is one of the future verses that came out from him is I invest. No, I could get you gone. Not only does he say I can get you gone, he said I could get you gone, little fluke. So it's like a play off of the little and whatever the rapper's name is. Like he's calling him a little fluke. I don't want to call none. I don't want to call. One call, I can have it fall on you. I'm no detective, but all I'm saying is that man may have did it, man. That's all I gotta say, bro. That man may be a criminal. I ain't gonna lie to you. This man may be out there really making calls and putting hits on people. So yeah, I'm just gonna skip past this topic because I ain't trying to get hit put on me. You know what I mean? Imagine they say Notorious Mass Effect got caught up in the YSL beef, and now they own them. Now they say they can't. Now they say Dreams can't come to Atlanta. No, I'm just playing. All right, but for real though, this man said I could get you gone, little fluke. Now it's a play off a little when you put in front of like rappers' names, and the most notorious rapper is of course, well, the most notorious rapper with little in front of his name is of course Lil Wayne. I mean, it's, come on now. And notoriously, I keep saying notorious, but you know, it really is notorious that Young Thug allegedly, because I'm not trying to get sued, allegedly had Lil Wayne's tour bus shot up. Now this is public information, and I'm not snitching on nobody. Everybody knows this. Young Thug allegedly had Lil Wayne's tour bus shot up. Now I thought that was the final straw. I thought everybody would be like, "Hey, maybe Young Thug's a criminal," but everybody just act like it didn't happen. Lil Wayne cried out about it, said Birdman probably had him set up because at that time, Young Thug and Birdman was real cool, while Lil Wayne and Birdman was beefing. That's why Young Thug put out the Barter 6 and Birdman was all over it. Like, come on now, like Young Thug, like, bro, that beef was pretty serious with Young Thug and Lil Wayne. People don't talk about it, but I guess it all came to a head with him actually being like captured, quote unquote, or brought in, or just held in prison by the FBI at this point, because they're not playing any more games with him. They was like, we're not gonna let you keep making these calls and getting people and not having it fall on whoever you want it to fall on. Like, it's not, you can't be out here playing real deal kingpin. Like, it's not how reality works. Like, you're going to be locked up forever. So yeah, so don't think Young Thug's getting out anytime soon, because he's saying stuff like he could get people killed with one call. So yeah, man, to each his own. That's kind of a rough ending to that segment, but like, there's really nothing else to talk about. Like, people want to say free Young Thug, but they don't want to say free the murderers. Like, you'd rather say free Young Thug, but you don't want to say free the murderers. Why not? I mean, same thing at this point. So anyways, click my Linktree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about the Little Keed and Young Thug track? All I want to know. And do you think it's, unfortunately, do you think it's fire or trash? Alrighty, and the last little track is Lil Keed, Young Thug, and what's the name? Don something? Dolly White? What type of name? Anyways, let's get into that. So if you don't know, Lil Keed's first posthumous album is currently out on all DSPs, and this man has not one, but two Young Thug features. Now, I just covered a Young Thug track with Lil Keed called All I Wanna Know, and basically all I want to know is who cleared that verse to be released to the public. Because if y'all don't know, Young Thug is currently locked up for being the ringleader of YSL, making all the calls to get people hit. And one of the specific tracks on that track, All I Want to Know, is him saying, I can make one call and have it all. I can make one call and have it all fall on you. Like, come on now. Like, this man ain't never getting out. So anyways, I wanted to specifically talk about this track called Big Bag with Lil Keed, Young Thug, and Dolly White, as this is produced by Wheezy. And also, I think the whole a tsunami warning has been issued comes from Nav's album. I believe it comes from Nav's album. If let me look, because the first time I heard that drop was from Nav's album. It was a very random fact I just threw out at you, but you know, I can't unhear it. Yeah, emergency. Hopefully I said it right. Emergency tsunami by Nav. That's the first time I ever heard that drop by Wheezy. And I think that whole album was produced by Wheezy for Nav. And I think it's one of Nav's like best mixtapes, like probably ever. Like the track with Nav and Gunna, I think it's called Young Wheezy. I think it's called Wheezy. I forget. Let me see. Now I gotta look this up. This track is so fire from start to finish. Has the patented flow from Gunna and the patented flow from Nav, just on a outrageously fire beat by Wheezy. Yeah, it's called Young Wheezy by Nav and Gunna. I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the best collabs ever. And Nav has some pretty good collabs. He's the Brown Boy is pretty underrated. But we're talking about Lil Key, so that was a little side tangent. But definitely check out that track. But Big Bag by Lil Key, Young Thug, and Dolly White. I've listened to it multiple times at this point, and let me tell you, it is straight fire. I like the way the Young Thug comes on. I like the way that Dolly White comes on. Dolly White not so much because I think she's rapping. I don't know what she calls that, but Young Thug is on the track, and he definitely gives a different version of himself than he did when he was on All I Want to Know, which is also on this album. But I feel like this is a different flavor that Young Thug is giving us, like a different tempo, different type of cadence, stuff like that. Because if you don't know, Young Thug is I would say is one of the best at vocal inflections as far as being a hip hop artist. I mean, I think vocal inflection when it comes to artists, I think Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, and probably Kendrick is the cream of the crop when it comes to the way of rappers use the voice. But Young Thug also is one of those type of rappers who can start to quote unquote croon, which is like basically singing when you can't. Like singing when you can't sing. So yeah, Young Thug's one of the best at that. And I would say that Big Bag kind of not slows down the tempo, but it's one of those type of vibes where it's more of a crooning lane for Young Thug than anything. So I think the track is pretty fire. Both tracks with Lil Keed and Young Thug is fire. They really don't miss, and I can see why they put that second one out, All I Want to Know, even though that Young Thug is completely incriminating himself yet again. So anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about Lil Keed and Young Thug having multiple tracks together on this album? And do you think that Big Bag by Lil Keed, Young Thug, and Dolly White is fire or trash? Not gonna lie to you, we've been talking for 2 hours and 18 minutes. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed all 2 hours and 18 minutes. For the people over at Twitch and YouTube, don't forget that if you wasn't able to catch the whole thing, it'll be uploaded after the fact on all platforms that you listen to podcasts on: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Stitcher, just every platform. Just type in Notorious Mass Effect on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on, or I made it even simpler. Just click my link tree and my main page, and it should take you to my social medias, my platforms that my podcast on, so you can click whatever fits for you, and it's all in one place. So my link tree and my bio is the best way to capture all my social medias and my podcast. For the people over at Wisdom, just know that my link tree is also on the socials tab on my main page. You can also have access to all my social medias and my podcast. And just know we do like 25,000 downloads, I believe, per episode on my podcast. So it's a pretty big platform at this point. I mean, relatively big, I would say, of course, compared to the big dogs, I mean, it's not that big, but like, I do well enough to call it a side hustle. Let's just say that. Even though it's something I'm definitely passionate about. Like I've done this for nothing, you know what I mean? So I enjoy doing this. Even this live streaming thing. Like I know we have 24 over at Wisdom, but as far as Twitch and YouTube, I think we have like 2 or maybe 3. So it's like I like to do ways like I like to do things out of the passion for it, not just strictly for the numbers. Because obviously this is going up after the fact, but I can always just record this from OBS and I can always just record this and not stream it and then put it straight on my platform. But I like to have the live streaming aspect to give that extra avenue for if somebody wanted to join in as a guest, or somebody wanted to comment on YouTube or Twitch live while I'm doing it, just to have extra interaction. So yeah, I think that's it. So basically, to wrap up, if nobody has anything to add over at Wisdom, nobody has anything to comment over at YouTube or Twitch, I'm gonna wrap it up. Don't forget that my socials, TikTok and YouTube, are doing great right now. I would say my YouTube is doing the best. But as far as engagement, if you want like somebody to engage on hip hop and gaming topics, TikTok is probably the best. At Analytic Dreams, just typing that in on my on TikTok, and my platform will pop up. Then YouTube, if you type in at Analytic Dreams, my platform will also pop up. And just know YouTube is like strictly hip hop. TikTok, I put more gaming and hip hop because it's more, the algorithm is more for it's more acceptable for diverse type of content. YouTube is more like people want one thing, so it's only hip hop over at YouTube. And for everything, definitely type in Notorious Mass Effect or whatever platform you listen to podcasts on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, and you would definitely be able to see and keep up with the latest hip hop and gaming news. Because of course, that's basically what my whole thing is. And yeah, that's how I got to this point. So what else? That's basically it. So what else? There's something else I wanted to say. Oh yeah. Also, check out my latest episode, the Notorious Mass Effect, episode 117. Rolling Loud, California 2023, available on all podcast platforms via my Linktree and bio. And with that, I will catch y'all next time. I'm out.